I wonder if any one of you have ever looked at someone else and thought, now that person is charismatic. That person has presence. Wow. If only I were like that. You know, that notion that other people have this really special thing. Da-da-da-da-da-da, you know? I know that's how I thought. That's how I thought many, many years ago. I really did believe that. Until the night when I learned better. So, picture this. I am 27 years old. I'm living in New York City. I'm working as an actress, a professional actress, and at this point in my career, I'm just a little sponge wanting to see and hear anything I can that's going to lift me up and fill me as an actress. And so when my friend Evelyn calls me and says, "Hey, Eleni, I'm in this amazing new musical. It's opening next week. We're in previews this week, and I'll tell you what, we need people in the seats. Are you free tonight?" I said, "Evie, yes, I will be there." So I arrive at the theater, slip into a seat, and just in time for the lights to go down. And there's this beautiful, beautiful music playing as the overture begins, and all of a sudden about 25 actors come spilling onto the stage. And oh my gosh, they're singing and they're dancing and they're acting up a storm, and it's just this cacophony of people and stuff, and I don't even know where to look. I have no clue, actually. I'm just trying to keep up. But then my eyes lock on this little girl. She's a little girl. She looks to be about 7, and she's sitting upstage on a little set of stairs, and she is reading. She's got a book. She's just reading. She's reading a book. While all this stuff is swirling around her, she's reading a book quietly. And I cannot take my eyes off of her. She's simply reading and turning pages, page by page, word by word. And she is utterly magnetic. Utterly magnetic. I have thought about that little girl countless times over the years, because in that moment I realized that is presence. That little girl was overflowing with what I like to call charismatic presence. Charismatic presence, the ability to be who you are, all your yumminess overflowing with eyeballs on you. You to the nth degree. Not you perfect, but you human. And the thing about it is that, you know, that little girl is like every single one of us. See, we all start out like that. Who are my parents in the room? Raise your hands. Parents? Yes. And if you don't have little human babies, you may have had little fuzzy ones with 4 legs. But you know, when they're really little, you think about your little baby lying there in the crib, and you're leaning over and you're looking at them, and all they're doing is blowing spit bubbles. Or maybe like pooping in their pants. And you're entranced. You're entranced. Let me tell you something. They're not trying to do anything. They're just being, you know, they're just living in the moment, doing their little thing. And I'll tell you, it's why actors do not like having babies or animals on stage with them. Because your eyes will go right to them. Because they're just being. They are overflowing with that yumminess. Now, the thing is, we do all start out like this. I believe it's our birthright to have this beautiful, charismatic presence. which, by the way, is made up of three things. I always think about this. It's your physical presence, or as Jim Barnhill, my college mentor from Brown University, used to say, your meat suit, that you're inhabiting, your vocal or verbal presence. That's that vocal apparatus and how you're using it, Are you allowing it to fill the space? Is it bringing authority to what you're saying? And then there's that other thing. It's really hard to pinpoint. It's that energetic presence, that vibe that you're putting out there. It's either pulling people to you or pushing them away. And it's often dictated by what's going on in here, where your little judgers, Mo and Schmo, live. You know the ones trying to make you second-guess yourself at every turn. Now, the thing is, we do all start out with this, but then we start to walk into the world, and things start to happen. We start being told, well, I just saw this the other day. I'm at a restaurant. Family comes in, little kids, two cute little kids. I think it was the first time the little boy had ever been in a restaurant because he was really loud and really rambunctious and having the best time. And his mother said to him, shh, use your indoor voice. And I thought, and so it begins. Because we start getting self-conscious. We start caring so much about what other people think. The more we focus on that, the less our charismatic presence can flow. We start wanting to make nicey nice and wanting to please and wanting to impress. And boy, once you go down that path, well, it's like the little flaps just go flap, 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 and your charismatic presence just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, every single person in this room is wise and wonderful. And you've written books, for Pete's sake. It means you know some stuff. And it is actually your responsibility to be able to go out there and share this with the world. I don't want those little flaps to shut. I want that beautiful charismatic presence overflowing like that little girl on that stage. So that's really what I'm here to talk about. I want to inspire you to maximize your charismatic presence so that you can go out there and really make your difference when you're using your words and sharing your message. Now, why this is important to me is because when I started out as an actor, I was not particularly consistent about that. I wasn't. I remember the day when my agent called me after an audition I'd been to. He said, the casting director, she loves you. You know that, right? She just loves you. She thinks the world of you. But she said to me, Eleni is she just didn't kind of bring it, It's like, she's usually so Eleni, but she wasn't. Now, I thought about that, and it happened to be that at this time, I had signed up for my very first acting class. This is a big deal in New York. It's like my first professional level acting class. That meant that I had to deliver my first acting class scene for critique. And so I want you to imagine this, okay? It's a dusty studio, an acting class studio in Midtown Manhattan. And I am standing on a stage. I've just finished my scene. And in front of me are 40 colleagues, all professional actors. I can barely see them. They're out there somewhere. I can feel them breathing. And in nosebleed territory, up in the chairs at the top, in the back of the theater, is Warren Robertson, acting guru. Yes, and Warren is speaking into a little microphone, and he sounds like the voice of God. And he says, well, Eleni, how do you think it went? How do I think it went? Seriously? I don't know. That's like, I have no clue. I had a complete out-of-body experience up there. I was like, just, please, God, let me remember my lines, I mean, I kind of think I hit my marks. I have no clue. But do I say this to Warren? Oh, God, no. Instead, I say, well, Warren, I thought it went well. Really, he said. Well, I didn't. Oh, God. Oh, my God. In fact, he said, I was disappointed. Oh, is anybody, that's like kryptonite for me, okay? Anybody? Yeah. The worst word in the English language, thanks to my dad. And now I just want to crawl into a little hole on the floor, you know. But no, he's not done with me yet, and I'm paying for this. He says, let me tell you why I was disappointed. Because look at you. You got so much stuff going for you. But I'm watching you up there and I'm thinking, where's Eleni? It's like you were playing at the idea of a character, but you weren't filling it with yourself. See, Eleni, we want to see you. We want to know your perspective, your wisdom. We want that to be filling the material. Dare to be you, Eleni. Dare to be present. What? Let me tell you, no one had ever said those words to me in my life at that point. I didn't even know what that meant, or even how to get there, right? And on the subway, on the way home, I could not stop playing out that scene in my head. Oh my God, what he said to me. But then, you know, I thought about it, and here's the thing. Warren had been right. He was right. I hadn't shown up. I hadn't really brought myself to it, you know. And the thing about it, I mean, I was not present. And presence equals being present. Presence equals being present. And when you hide your essence, you cheat yourself and you cheat your audiences. Now, I say those words to my coaching clients. I'm like, listen, I really want you to show up. I want you to unbutton, dare to reveal, be up there. And they're looking at me and their eyes are rolling back in their head. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to reveal my underbelly to this audience. I have a woman I'm working with right now. I'm helping her put together a high-level keynote. She said to me just the other day, Eleni, do you think that the story that I'm telling is a little too personal? I mean, it's so vulnerable. I said, yes, exactly. Your vulnerability will move the audience to you. Trust me. The fact is, most people, well, they find it easier to hide. It's easier. It's just easier. It's less risky because, like I said before, here's the thing. We don't want to look bad. We don't want people to make fun of us. We want to belong so badly. You know, we want to be part of the tribe. And what if we say something or do something that kicks us out of that tribe? God forbid. And so that mask goes up. You know, I'd like you to do me a favor. I'd like you to find something on the table that has some weight to it. Maybe a bottle of water, you know, something that's got a little weight to it, a little notebook or whatever, and I'd like you to hold it out in front of you just like this, straight out. Okay, good, lovely. You're doing such a nice job. Very nice. I want you to keep holding it out there. Do not put it down. Just keep holding it. I will tell you when you get to put it down. I love doing what I do. I like being a little Miss Bossy Pants up here. Yeah, keep holding it. Ooh, you're holding up a laptop. Ooh, that's probably a little pretty heavy. I'll tell you, when you hold things up for a long period of time, even if they're small, they start getting heavy, don't they? Getting a little heavy. A little heavy? Get near to want to putting it down? Yes? Good. Hold on a little bit longer. Oh, okay, put it down. Go ahead. Here's the deal. That's like that mask. Think about that for a minute. Was it a little bit of a relief to like slap it down? It probably felt to you a little bit like my friend Chris when she comes home after a long day, takes her bra off and flings it over onto the couch. Any women identify with that? It's a relief. Let me tell you, it is a lot easier in the long run to not wear the mask than it is to hold that mask up. That's a lot of work. Now, granted, it takes courage. I know it does. It takes courage to show up. It takes courage to unbutton, unzip. You know, acting is truth-telling. It is revealing your truth. I think great speaking is revealing your truth. It's the same thing. You have to be willing to show yourself, right? And it can be scary, but as Brené Brown, who many of you probably know, this wonderful sociologist and writer and someone who I really want to have come over for dinner sometime, as she says, you can be both brave and afraid at the same time. And you know, I learned that in my class. I learned it because I hung in there and I stuck around and I stepped into the murky middle of discomfort day in and day out, and I got better at letting people see me and using the stuff I uniquely had. I learned some really cool things in my acting class. And those things have informed every bit of my professional work for the past 21 years as a presentation coach and a trainer and as a speaker. And you know, some of the things I learned, they came together around my 5 presence principles. Know thyself, be thyself, prepare thyself, commit thyself, and turn thyself on so you can turn other people on. Yeah. Here's something else I learned. This thing here, this is the sacred stage. That's how I was trained. It's sacred. I don't care if you're in a hotel room like this or on a big proscenium theater. This is sacred. You bring yourself to it fully. I didn't say perfect. I said fully, meaning human. And you honor the sacred stage by coming to the sacred stage with a strong and driving purpose, intention that's driving you in service to being of support to that audience. Turn thyself on so you can turn other people on, yeah? And furthermore, let me just say one more thing about that. My acting teacher used to say, acting is doing. What are you there to do moment by moment? Same thing with speaking. What are you there to do moment by moment by moment? You got to know what it is. The other thing that I learned is that preparation is everything. Preparing the material so that you know it so well that it is a part of your bones, because amateurs practice until they get it right, but professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. And there is a world of difference between the two things. But preparation is so much more than that. Preparation is about wakening yourself up. It's about waking up those 3 presence planes. And if there was one thing that was lovingly beaten into me by every one of my master level teachers, it was that. It is your responsibility to bring your presence planes to aliveness before you get out in front of your audience. It's not your audience's job to get that going for you. So, I would like to ask you to do a little presence practice with me. So I would like you to stand up so I can share a little bit about what I do and what you might be able to do to just help yourself do that. First and foremost, you can neither transmit nor receive in a body that's locked down, or as I like to say, that's sphinctered up. So you got to get the yayas out. So shake your bodies, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Bootay, 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 bootay. Yes, very nice, very nice. Okay, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then exhale with an ah. Ah, yes. I want you to do me a favor. Imagine that you're carrying a bar of something in your hand, or a broomstick, just like this. And I want you to follow me. I'm going to inhale, and then I'm going to exhale, and you're going to do the same thing along with me. Are you ready? Ready. All right. You got to wake yourself up, right? Physically. All right, and now that you've done that, I want you to take that energy and I want you to focus it. So I want you to do this. Imagine that you've got this big ball of energy here between your, just sort of like here, and you're carrying it like this, you're touching it like this. Take a breath and then push it down. One more time, bring your... Now I want you to feel the floor under your feet. Feel the floor. Ground yourself. Feel Mother Earth under your feet, under the soles of your shoes. Wiggle your toes. Always know you are supported. And there's energy flowing all the way through you. Let that energy now fill you from the feet up. Follow it up with your arms like this. Bring your arms like this. Feel that, and close your eyes just for a moment and feel that energy flowing up, filling your body. Stand tall, as if you've got a little string pulling up the top of your head and a little string pulling out your breastbone. Open your eyes. Bring your arms to your side like this. Standing like a king or a queen. Look around the room now. Look at your subjects here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I love this. Yes. I want you to do me a favor on the count of 3. I want you to say, I am here, and I want you to point to the ground. 1, 2, 3. I am here. One more time. I am here. Now I want you to take your hands and I want you to put them on your heart. And I want you to feel that this warm, golden light is emanating from your hands. And it's actually love energy. Heart. And it's starting to fill your chest. Feel it, and move your hands out with it. Move it out, and move it out to me. Move it out to me as I move mine to you. Let it be there as you drop your hands. Let that flow of warmth and loving energy move to me. Move it through your heart, through your eyes. Keep it moving. Now I'd like you to turn and look at the people in the room and generate it to them. Just turn, connect, generate it, have a moment, spread the wealth, spread the gift, because it is a gift. Settle yourselves back in again, wiggle your fingertips. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale. You are ready. You want to bring yourself to this degree of aliveness, because when you do, you're goosing your charismatic presence, and that's what you want. You want that charismatic presence on high. All right, you may sit. You did magnificently. I'm honored by you pouring your presence to me. I want to close by sharing some words that a client of mine wrote. In my estimation, there is no better way to describe what I'm talking about than through the words that he penned and sent to me as part of something I call a personal manifesto. Heart pounding, hands trembling, here I stand. I am here. I am safe. I am supported. I know that people need me to share my stories, share my knowledge, share my personality, and my light. On this platform, I release it all, free to be heard, free to be seen, free to just be, free to just be me. I am needed here in this moment, sharing myself, my gift of presence. Your presence is a gift. Practice magnifying your presence. You have opportunities day in and day out, on and off the speaking platform, even when you're at the checkout line, right? To really be with someone else, really share yourself, really dare to reveal and not conceal. Because your words matter. Your wisdom matters. Use your words to change your world. Thank you.